Uh, Thanks for joining me. I apologize. I forgot um, to promote it because I was on my way over to baby Denise's, and I had to run back and put it on the board. But I appreciate y'all checking in with me on such a short notice. But I usually have one. If you live in the United States, I usually do a live now Monday, Wednesday, and then Saturday. Hey, the Dre Diggity Show, what's going on, man? Yeah, I got your email, and we'll make that happen. I'd like to make that happen, on your channel if you like. If you can set it up. And, hey, Eric. Sareed Case, what's going on? Peter? Before I get started, I'm going to let a few people get on here. Hey, Amen. They said a good afternoon. Yeah. Robert Morris, did you ever mention how much the roof was? I didn't, but I was over there today. That roof is probably going to be, I'm going to say, just a guess over here using these prices, because we're going to need plywood. We're going to need those 2x8s that they use over here. Probably about $250. That's about it, man. Hey, Wells Family Journey says hit the like button. Yeah, thanks, guys. I appreciate it. It helps me some kind of way. Hey, what's going on? He says, say what, Calvin? Yeah. I had to. Hey, Lord P, happy Monday night. Yeah. And Don Ridgway says good morning. He's right. I had to get on the guys today, man, for the first time, man, because I felt like they were slowing down on me, man. And yeah, Brett Reinhardt says, is the neighbors okay with the construction? Yeah, it's true. Yeah, Robert Morris, you can either send it to my Cash App link or my PayPal link, whichever one is more convenient with you. But I went over there, man. I had to get on them because I was just over there the other day, and I was noticing that there was not a whole lot of progress being done on baby Denise's room. And I was like, man, you should have been finished with this. Hey, Terry Chipman, he's from Cabanca Land. Hey, that's not far from me. If I go from San Carlos to Bacala City, the long route, I'll ride right through there. But I always go through the mountains. It's quicker. And so I told him, I said, look, man, I gave him a deadline. I said, y'all need to get this done by the end of the month, or I'm going to get another crew. And Yellow Snowman said, don't eat yellow snow. Surrey Case said, I'm very interested to get more information. Yeah, these are some nice apartments. John is talking to his landlord right now to see if I'll be able to come in and view an empty apartment, and I'm gonna do that. It's another apartment we're gonna show you, but we're not for sure how much that rent is. John said $10,000, but my girlfriend said $20,000 because I believe they're furnished, but we're gonna do that for everybody too. But yeah, I had to get on those guys. I said, look, man, y'all need to speed up. I said, but that kind of goes into my first question today, really. But before I do that, I'm going to let y'all know that, I got my Patreon page open, man. Y'all should come over there and check it out, man. It's different content from here. It's exclusive content. I like to call it inclusive for my Patreon members. And what goes on over there doesn't come on over here. Also, I want to thank Ingram Davis for dinner last night. He sent money for me and John to take our girls out for dinner last night, man. It was delicious too. Thank you, Ingram. And I took some pictures, man, and I'll send them to your email. But the funny thing about that place is this. I'm going to tell y'all this story, then I'll get back to y'all. Yeah, thanks, Ingram Davis. I really appreciate it. But a couple of days ago, me and my girlfriend ate lunch there. So, every time I've eaten there, the food has just gotten better and better and better. So I called the waitress over. I said, hey, look, I want to speak to the cook. I was just going to give my, tip my hat to the cook, let him know I appreciate it, and tip the staff. Well, man, they got nervous, man. That whole hotel, you could hear a pin drop when I asked to see the cook. So he comes out, and I thank him. I said, man, I've eaten all over the Philippines, man. And I'm going to tell you, man, the food you cooking in here is some of the best, right? And boy, was it a sigh of relief, because they thought I was going to complain. They thought I was making a complaint. Because remember, in the Philippines, and it goes into my first question, the guy says, what did I mean by appreciation is lacking in this culture over here? Because it is. They're not used to anyone showing appreciation, and then they're not used to showing appreciation. I mean, I don't care how much you do for Filipinos, it's just not part of their culture. They're going to say you're keeping score, okay? But it was so rare that somebody, called the cook out and just, I just wanted to show him my appreciation. They thought the big black guy was going to cause trouble. And that's what the waitress told us when she came over. She said, we thought you was going to complain and start problems. I said, no, I just wanted to tell the guy that I really enjoy his cooking. And it was funny, man, and that's just one thing, guys, when you come over for the first time, and even if you've been over here for a few times, don't let that bother you. A lot of things over here don't make sense to you, and they're not going to make sense, and they're not supposed to. And that's the only way that you're going to be able to get through it. You may give somebody something, they're not going to say thank you. It's just part of it, guys. So that's why I try to warn you and give you this little nitty gritty stuff, this little boots on the ground stuff, so when you get over here, even the girl you with, I took my, I took her out to dinner last night with John and Haywell's Family Journey. Thanks for that super chat. Did you think she thanked me? No, she never said, hey, thanks for dinner, honey. But every time after we have sex or she gives me a blowjob or something, I always thank her, man, It's just part of who I am. But yeah, so get ready for that, guys. Okay, let me read some of these. Yeah, it's true, Christopher Wolfgang, I do. I thank her for that. Okay, it says, hey, Calvin. Dana Middleton says, hi, Calvin, from Louisville, Texas? Timothy Bright says, I already cooked. Let's see. This is crazy. He said, I already cooked squash and onions. Now I have a pot of winter collards. Yeah, man, that's one thing I do miss about the United States, man. I miss that food over there, some of it, but it puts a lot of weight on me, man, I tell you. Hollywood Baby says, wow, too funny. But no, it's true, man. Lloyd P says, laugh my ass off is a classic. But I do. I just want to show her my gratitude. Well, we're adults, man, and then, we talk about real life situations over here, guys. I'm not trying to be, nasty or nothing, man, but hell, we're adults on here. Most of the people that look at my channel, sorry, guys, my daughter called me, and whenever somebody calls me, it cuts me off. And I don't know, Hey, Butch Helton, he says, good morning from California. Yeah, good evening. Will Rose, he said that was the best line on YouTube and he didn't even mean it. Yeah, Daryl, I'm sorry, man. My daughter called me and I didn't answer, but whenever somebody tries to call me on a live stream, it cuts me off. And I can't, I have to wait until YouTube cues me back in. Yeah, thanks, Jose in Luzon. Somebody asked me about any travel updates. It's still the same, guys. They're talking about, the middle of the year, maybe May or June. Um, yeah, I'm buffering. It's my house because somebody tried to call me, but I'm sure be back. Daryl M says I'm 28. Yeah, I mean, I gotta, YouTube sends me those analytics, and I think in your age group, I think it's like 4%. But most of the people are the 45 to 54, then 65 and plus. I got a few 35 to 44, but most of us are, we're old men hell. That's okay. Let me read another. Yeah, I also want to thank y'all for the help with baby Denise and all the information y'all been sending me to help Gail. Because what I've really been doing, remember, I'm not a private investigator. I'm not looking for anybody that's not trying to be found. So any investigative stuff, I'm forwarding it to her, and she's doing the research on that part. My job was just, I wanted to put it out there. Hopefully the right people see it. There is a couple of guys that are helping me on the investigative side, but I'm really not looking to investigate anybody. I don't like that. Oh, that's a good question. Wait, the guy says, and it is, I'm going to answer you true. On my grind says, is there a big motorsports community there? Absolutely. All over the Philippines. And then here in San Carlos, I think it's every November, they have this motorcycle race. It's like where they go all through the mud and all of that, and it's all through the city. I mean, it's really nice. Christopher Wilkins should have her do the ancestry. How does that work? Now, does she have to take the DNA first and then send them a sample? See, I know, everybody's saying that, but I'm trying to figure out how that ancestry works. Okay, here's another question about banking. He says, Alan Griffin, you are seriously funny at times. Don't understand how banking works over there. Well, I tell you what, I don't trust the banks over here, and I haven't in a long time. Because when I first got here, it was a run on the banks here. A lot of banks closed, and but there's some good banks here. I just don't trust them. BPI, Bank of Philippines, BDO, DBP, they all go by the initials. Metro Bank, China Bank. I just don't, we keep about, me and my girlfriend, we keep about I'm going to say about $400 in there. That's about it. Okay, Live More Life says, which banks do you recommend to set up an account? I'm going to go with BDO, BPI, and Metro Bank because they've said this China Bank is kind of sketchy. Do you have a Bank of America there? Probably in Manila. I seen one in Cebu, but not here in San Carlos. See, that's why I tell a lot of you guys, especially the new ones, when you come here, try to stay in Expat Alley, Metro Manila, Cebu City, Davao, Dumaguete City, Angeles City, up that way. I'm even going to say Bacolod City and Iloilo City. These are places where, you can have access to all of that stuff. But when you come to a little place like San Carlos City, you're going to be very limited. Although I've been seeing a lot of foreigners here lately. Okay, Dre Digley says, Calvin, how does this work? If I have a U.S. passport, do I still need a travel visa? No, your passport is going to be your visa for the first 30 days. Then you have to extend. Hey, Lord Henry, thanks for that super chat. He says, morning to my brother from another mother. Have you ever considered starting, let's see, what's he saying? Starting a little business over there. I just happily retired. Yeah, Lord, I'm happily retired. But I was talking to a guy the other day, chatting, because I'm of the opinion that if you can offer something the Filipino can't offer, or do it better than him, or perform a service that he doesn't offer, why not? But if you're going to do something, do it so you're behind the scenes. No one can see you, because they get real jealous about that stuff. And I was telling him about boarding houses are very big over here, where you can rent an apartment or rent a house and just fill it with beds and then sell bed spacing for about 1,500 pesos a month. And you may pay the rent. Like my rent here is 8,500. Well, hell, I could get 50 beds in here, and then, but I wouldn't want to do that, not with one bathroom, but you get my drift. And you can earn money that way. Airbnb, somewhere where you're behind the scenes, because, Filipinos, they're jealous, about that. And they think you coming over here, intruding on their business, taking money off their table, man. They really don't like that. And some people have gotten in trouble over here, but, the sorry store, don't do that. That's just a waste of money. But yeah, that's a good question. But I would do something with real estate, because real estate is booming over here. I mean, that's probably the only thing that's pandemic proof over here, and probably around the world, is anything that has to do with real estate. Boarding houses, because a lot of the people who work in Cebu, they're not from Cebu. They're from those surrounding provinces and stuff, and they come there, they need a place to stay. And some of the places here are just trash. And if you opened up a decent one, let your girlfriend or your wife put her out front, let her open up a decent one, you get a lot of business. They pay $1,500, $2,500 a month for that. Hey, thanks, Ned. Philippines, my paradise. I want to shout Ned out. Now, I think I did this before. Y'all go over there and check Ned out. Ned has a legitimate Philippine website. It's Philippines, my dreams, my paradise. Let me see. I forgot Ned. I'm sorry. But I go over there all the time. Yeah, Philippines, my paradise. I mean, he really gives some good facts, some good information on the Philippines. I don't think you very seldom going to see his face or even hear his voice. But he does a lot of good work that will help you on your advanced trip. On your advance before you get here. And thanks, Ned. And I like to give Ned a shout out all the time for that. But yeah, a business like that where you can just be in the background. Really, okay. I wasted money on my mother-in-law. Sorry. Let's see who said that. I know you did. And people try to, we try to help people and do. He says, Wells Family Journey says, I wasted money on my mother-in-law. Sorry store. Absolutely. You're going to do that because, see, here's the thing. The reason why a lot of these sorry stores fail. They don't do inventory. They don't know how to inventory correctly. See? And the profit margin is so small. I mean, sometimes on a lot of that stuff over, it's 1 peso, man. Imagine that. Unless you're really on a busy street, and because even if you're on a busy street, you're going to have 5 or 6 of them right around you anyway. This is the micro and macro capital of Southeast Asia. Okay, the guy says, actually, Daryl M., I'm working on the Philippine handbook right now. I promise you. He says, when are you planning to bring that out? I would say I'm going to say another 2 weeks. Because it's not going to be anything fancy. It's going to be mostly the nitty gritty, the boots on the ground stuff that I'm talking about on my videos. But I've already got like 3 pages. And I work on it every night, really. Butch says, let and this is a question I get all the time, Butch. So let me answer it. He says, Butch Helton says, Calvin, is there an immigration office in Cebu Airport? Yeah, but here's what I'm gonna tell you, Butch. Don't fool with that. I got some information from John. Actually, when you get to, you're gonna fly into Mactan, which is Cebu, right? But you're actually in Mactan. Right next to Mactan is Lapu-Lapu. There's an immigration place there in the mall, and nobody even goes there because I didn't even know it was there. John told me it was there. But remember, you've got 30 days to do that. So in about 3 weeks, about a week out before your passport visa expires, just go to one of those places. Because I'm going to tell you, man, it's going to be slow. It's going to be tedious in there. And you just don't want, you done just flown 18 hours or whatever it is. You don't want to fool with that in that airport. Hey, thanks, Jose, for that super chat. I completed 1 year of junior college, and I was actually, okay, wait, I want to read the guy says. Alexander Medina says, did you ever go to college? What did you major in? Did you use the degree? I did. I finished 1 year of college, and I was majoring in English because I've always been interested. I want to be a writer. That's always been my dream. But I didn't graduate because I ended up going into the Navy, and then I ended up starting a family, and you know that story, guys. You know, I just didn't. It wasn't something that was on my bucket list, really. Ben Giacana says, hello, Calvin from Detroit, Michigan. Appreciate the boots on the ground information you provide. You are a wealth of knowledge, providing valuable lessons learned firsthand. Thank you, Ben. And that's why I made my channel. Because I just wanted to give you guys some real information, what to really look for when you get over here. You know, not a lot of the drone type of stuff, not a tour guide or anything like that, because I'm going to tell you, man, this is another world you're coming into. And I just want to warn you that. A lot of things over here is not going to make sense to you, and it's not supposed to because you're in the Philippines. You're not in France anymore, the UK, Ireland, Finland, the United States. So a lot of stuff's going to drive you crazy, but I always want you to remind yourself, it's not supposed to make sense to me. All right? Where somebody will try to cheat you out of 200 pesos and just spoil, not realize, your driver, for instance, you may a hard driver, and instead of him paying you and charging you the regular amount, he'll try to charge you 200 pesos more, not realizing that I'm going to fire you and get somebody else. I need you every day for the next month. And you're thinking to yourself, why in the world would he do that? It doesn't make sense, okay? Because it's not going to make sense. That's the way they think over here. I told you I had to get on these damn workers, excuse my language, in baby Denise's house. I'm like, man, look, I said it through my girlfriend. I'm giving you guys a job. I'm going to keep you busy. I may need you again. Don't slow down on me, because I would shut it down and get another crew. I mean, these guys really, they were literally walking around picking up rocks. I snuck up on them, and I'm going at them buying all this materials and stuff. And, I'm like, come on, man, don't do that to me. But that's just the way they think over here. They're thinking, oh, we're not going to work ourselves out of a job. They'll take a job that's supposed to be 2 days, and they'll try to stretch it out for 6. You got to get in front of it. I said, look, man, you finish the job, I'm going to give you a bonus. Don't slow down on me. So, yeah, when you get over here, that kind of stuff's going to drive you crazy. Retired 2019, Calvin, as a first-time visitor, what is the minimum amount of time I should stay there? Don't come here no less than 2 weeks, guys. I mean, really, it's gonna mess you up if you do. It's really gonna mess your system up. 2 weeks, but come as long as you can. here's my stand on that. Bring as much money as you can afford and stay as long as you can, because it's nothing like the first time in the Philippines. You're going to kick yourself when you get home and you say, man, I should have brought more money out. Man, I should have stayed longer. So, you know, if you can only stay a week, then only stay a week. If you can only bring $1,000 or $500, then bring that. But my thing is, bring as much as you can afford and stay as long as you can, because, man, this place is magical the first time you get here. Everything is going to jump out at you. The colors, the sounds, of course, the women, man, you know. So it's nothing like that first time, man. So, yeah, retired 2019. You know, that's what I tell you. But under normal conditions, don't come over less than 2 weeks. I'm telling you my story. I came over for a week. I didn't know any better. I had to extend for 2 weeks. I'm sorry. Eric Terry, he says, can an American open a bank account in the Philippines? Absolutely. Make sure, though, that, because they're going to ask for 2 forms of ID, your passport and a license. Thanks for that super chat, Keith Jenkins. Said good, I think he said good evening or good morning. Let's see. He said, good channel, brother. Hey, thank you, Keith. I appreciate it. Yeah, Eric, you can. But make sure that your signatures on those 2 IDs, they match. I tell you, over in the Philippines, they petty, man. And you better dot every I and cross every T. It's going to drive you crazy. I mean, really. And, you know, John, he's got his passport said John Wells Jr. His license says John Wells Jr., but his birth certificate said John Wells. They gave him hell trying to get a driver's license. So he had to go hire a lawyer and get that done. So, yeah, but you can open it. Just make sure you got those 2 forms of ID and the signatures match on them. That's the only thing you're going to need. Hey, the Dre Digby Show, thanks for that super chat. Yeah, you're right. You need that ACR card, but I don't know if John said he needed one. Because, see, I didn't open up one. I was just going by John, but because, see, they've got different ACR cards. John said that by mine having tourist on it, I don't get the same benefits as the other ACR cards, but I haven't run into anything, guys. Somebody trying to call me, man. Somebody's trying to call me. But I just seen where the guy says it's a new requirement. So, okay, you need an ACR card. So the only way you're going to get that ACR card, you've got to be in the Philippines 59 consecutive days. Then on that 60th day, you get that ACR card. It's going to cost you too. It costs you $50 and then $500 fee. So, you know, and that's on top of your Visa cost. So it's going, the first time you go and get that card, it's going to cost you about 6,000 pesos. He says, okay. Butch says, Calvin, what city are you in? Butch, I'm in San Carlos City, Negros Occidental. And I say that because there's a San Carlos City, Philippines, okay? But I'm about 4 hours north of Dumaguete. And the guy says, hey, use my laptop. It wouldn't matter, man. If they call me on my messenger or on my, try to FaceTime me, it's going to kick me out of this live, guys. You know, it has nothing to do with my phone. It has nothing to do with my Wi-Fi. If I'm on live here and somebody tries to call me, it's going to kick me out. I apologize for that. But people, you know, they do it all the time. Yellow Snowman said, do you think in pesos or USD? Great question. It took me a long time, but yeah, now I think in terms of pesos now. Very seldom even say dollar anymore. And the sooner you can get to that point, the better, because you're going to spend a lot of money, man, thinking in dollars and thinking in the U.S. economy or the British economy or the Australian economy instead of the Philippines economy. you're going to have to learn the value of the peso very fast. I mean, you're going to overspend because you're going to think to yourself, everything's a deal. It's not a deal, guys. That's why I was talking to John last night, excuse me. And he says, oh, well, because we was talking about sending money over to these girls. And he was like, he did exactly what I tell you guys not to do in his thinking. He said, well, hell, $20 ain't nothing to me. I said, yeah, to you, because you're thinking in American terms. That's a lot of money over here, 1,000 pesos. That's like a week's pay, guys, over here. Okay? Hey, thank you, Richard in Quezon City for that super chat. And so, yeah, the sooner you get into pesos and you realize everything's not a deal and stop trying to, it's going to take you a while to do that, though. And stop, doing that translation, everything in your mind. You're going to be a lot better, Just, go with that peso and be with it. Quit trying to, compare, what you're doing over here to what it costs in America. Don't do that, guys. And it's hard to do. I'm telling you, it's going to take a while. Hey, thanks, Ryan Bizzle, for that super chat. He says, tell him about the internet over here. Well, I'm going to tell you something, to be honest. Yeah, Ron Bizzle, thank you. He said, thanks for your time and knowledge. Anytime, man. I really appreciate it. Honestly, since 2009 to now, the internet has gotten a lot better over here, man. You go to Manila or Cebu, man, you're going to get internet speeds like you do at home. But of course, the further out you get in these provinces and stuff like that, you're going to get a lot of buffering and shit, excuse my language. But if you get used, you remember, man, you're not in the Americas. When you get over here, it's not going to be the same. And internet, yes, it's obviously one of those things that you're going to have to sacrifice, super fast internet. When I left in 2018 for good, because I promise, I'm never going to live in America again. I was getting with my cable, I think they had bumped me up to 100, but I could have gotten like 400 Mbp or something like that. I'm not really, tech savvy, but here right now, I'm at 5 Mbps right now. Talking to you guys, I've got 5. So, okay, it'll give you an example of what we're dealing with. He says, when England Davis says, when you go to the Philippines, you go back in time 30 years. Absolutely. But that's a good thing, Ingram, and I think you know that. This is a throwback. A lot of these little towns you go into, when you go in town, it's like being on the set of Gunsmoke. If anybody knows what Gunsmoke is, man. That's what it looks like. You just expecting Matt Dillon to come out of one of them buildings at any time. It's funny, guys. Believe me. Hey, Christopher Wolfgang, thank you. He said, check my comments on the young lady looking for her father. I explain it more detail. Okay, with the test. Thank you, because I need that. Thanks, Christopher Wolfgang. I really appreciate it. Wells Family Journey says, yeah, I remember Gunsmoke. It's really like that. A Dirty Sally or one of them places. Really. That's what it reminds me of, man. And it's just a throwback, and it's a good thing, man. I love it here because of that. You will never, ever, if you like it here, you'll never, ever get tired of the Philippines because it's something new every day. I've been here on and off for 12 years, man. It seems like it's new to me. Especially when you see them jeepneys going by and them tricycles and pedicabs. It's like, where the hell am I? Is what I be thinking to myself. Hey, thanks, man. Yeah, hit the like button, guys. We got 200 people watching, and I think, what's that, 84 or 34? I don't really know how it works, but I know it helps me, guys. I really appreciate it. Ben says, hey, Calvin, have you tried to learn the language, or is English commonly spoken? I'm learning. It's only been since I've been with my girlfriend now going on 2 years that I seriously started trying to learn the Bisaya language, not Tagalog, Bisayan. And that's what they speak here in the Bisayan language. Thanks, John Poindexter, for the super chat. And yeah, I know enough to get me around. Like today I went to Lawyer. I got in, I said, he says, where you going? I said, Lawyer at Bangasano. Hey, thanks, Montel Jenkins, for that super chat. I really appreciate it. Or you say salamat, or you say asaka muato. Like, where are you going? See, I really know a lot of it now, like Mayon Buntag, Mayon Uto, Mayon Hapun is good evening. Good afternoon. Mayon Gabi. I know enough, and it shocks people. But yeah, it's commonly spoken here, but they speak that base English over here. They're not, they're not going to understand you 100%. Lloyd Henry says, slum girl or province girl, which one would appreciate me more? I'm going to say the province girl, because the slum girls, they living in the city, man. I was just talking about this, man. You guys are reading my mind. To my friend, my buddy Sal in Chicago, I was like, you'll be shocked at how some of these women, where they live. But when you see them on Facebook, on YouTube, they're looking all beautiful, but they live in the slums, and those are the ones that they're all hip, and they think they know everything about a foreigner and everything like that. I would stay away from them, although it's some beautiful ones. If I'd have to go with one of them too, I'd say province girl. And I don't really like province girls because their English is not where you want it to be, and they stick their hooks into you, man. If you meet her for the first time and you don't like her, well, I'm sorry, you're stuck with her. It's like it's happened to me. See, they don't understand that. Hey, I just met you. Let's get to know each other. The minute you show up, you're hers. And I've got a woman stalking me right now, man. I was only with her one night, man. I promise you guys. And I tell y'all this all the time. Province girls, man, be careful what you wish for, guys. Yeah, they're pretty up there. They're innocent and all of that. But, man, you better be careful. Yellow Snowman says, talk about the aircons and how they're sold in. I don't know anything about that, brother. I promise you I don't. Music Man and Diego. Hey, thanks for that super chat. Sorry. He says for Gail and her daughter, just to help out. Yeah, thank you. And I'll get that over to them. Hey, Zoo, Jab. Greetings from Singapore. He says, going to see you when traveling back over there, brother. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that, Zoo. I don't drink, but man, I'm gonna buy good. I got a great place to eat dinner here and everything. And you said you wanted to go down to Dumageddon. That's about 4 hours from me. And it's funny, I've never met any of them guys down there. I go down to Dumageddon all the time when it was open. I love Dumageddon, and you're going to love it too. This guy says, hey, thanks, Skip in LA, for that super chat. I appreciate it. The guy says, live your life, says slum girls try to be slick. They do. They're city, try to be city slick. But they speak better English. And, the good thing about it is once you break through all of that and, just kind of let her know, just be yourself. You don't have to be this, this Renaissance Filipina. City girls aren't that bad, really. Both, the woman I'm with now, she's from the city. She's not from the province. And, she's super smart, see. She speaks better English than I do. She never misinterprets me. But That's one good thing about the city girls. That, but they've seen it all. See, she's the one tells me a lot of the behind the scenes stuff I just learned in the last couple of years, man. I didn't know that, that women actually sat on the computer all day long, and asking us for money. Because it wasn't important to me. It wasn't something I sit around and thought about. But she told me, she said, yeah, such and such does that. And she introduced me to a woman that did that. She's the one told me that women are chatting with 3 and 4 men, because she was chatting with 3 when I met her. It's just stuff that she knows. See, the city girls know all this stuff. Timothy Bright says, are Filipino women soft and dainty? Absolutely. And that's one thing you're going to love about them. That's one thing that drives us crazy. Me and John was talking about that last night. You're going to get whipped when you come over here, and you have to be careful, because it's so good that you will be ready to sign everything over to these women, man. And it happens. When you see this, when you touch that soft and creamy skin, man, and then they're just so young and beautiful, and it's just something out of your dreams, man. You got to be careful. You got to just say, hold on now. This is just a woman like any other woman. Let me get my senses together. And it's kind of hard to do, guys, but that's one thing we was talking about last night that gets a lot of guys, man, because they're going to put on their best when they meet you at the airport or wherever. They're going to wear them short shorts, man. Nobody wears short shorts like these little girls over here, man. They just going to knock your socks off. I'm trying to be as honest as I possibly can, because it's a trap, man. They know what they doing. I mean, man, I'm talking about just regular women over here will wear Daisy Dukes over here, and it would drive you crazy, it takes a certain type of woman in the United States to even put them Daisy Dukes on anymore. But shoot, and skinny jeans, man, I tell you what, nobody wears Daisy Dukes and skinny jeans like the Filipino, man. Brad Jones said the stalking part is funny, but no, it's true, because I only met her one day, man, and of course, I always tell you guys, whenever you meet a woman, go over there and meet her family, which I did. And by me having experience, we stopped at the store. I knew what to buy, because I did it with my son's mother. You buy the chicken, the pork, the fish, the rice, the Coke, and all of that. You go over there and you eat with the family. We came back to the hotel and we spent the night together. But then I was like, her English wasn't there, man, and I couldn't, it was just so frustrating. Just like my Bisaya was not there, so she was probably frustrated with me. But I just decided, I just told her, I said, well, I just don't think we're compatible. Oh my God, man, I had to calm her down, convince her that I was going to see her again, and get on that next fast cat back to Cebu, because she lives in Ormoc City, man. And from then on, man, she's been giving me these crazy emails, and really, it's crazy. Okay, this guy says something real interesting. It's true. He says, Dana Middleton says, once you leave the U.S. for a while, you'll never look at America the same. It's right, man. It's funny when you're on the outside looking into America, man. You be seeing it seems so crazy over there, and it just seems that when you're right there in it, you become numb to it. You say stuff like the world's messed up and all that, but life has become so cheap over there, man. I just can't believe it. Not America, man. We're supposed to be leaders of the free world, but man, I tell you, and I tell you, I just hope and pray, man, that things get back to some semblance. Or maybe it may never go back to being normal. But it's embarrassing when you're over here, because we watch stuff uh, with my girlfriend, man, especially on the cable, because the guy asked me, do they have real cable over here? Yeah, but we don't have it. I've got Netflix. I mean, I've got Wi-Fi, so I got Netflix, I got Google TV, YouTube. But we'll watch a news channel, you know, a news thing on YouTube. It goes right up there, and you see all this stuff going on over there, and she can't believe it because she is from the, you know, her thinking is America's like the perfect place. It's like, you know, a dreamland. You know, everybody here, you know, wants to go there. They don't want to become an American, but they want to go there for the opportunity, because nobody's going to beat America with opportunity. Now they're calling Singapore, and Zul can help me with this. They're calling it the new America, so I don't know. They're calling Singapore the new America. George Zaluki says, America is no longer a democracy. I don't think it ever was, but I tell you what, you're right. I know where you're going with that. I'm leaving, searching now. And, you know, I'm 57, and people always talk about, you know, oh, well, you have America to, you owe America. No, America owes me. But you're right. I'm not putting America down, guys, but listen. Hey, thank you, AJ Eckley, for that super chat. Let me read this super chat. He says, hello, Mr. Calvin. I'm Filipino-American, born in Pampanga. How hard will it be for me to make it there? I'm 44. I plan on moving back. Are you a dual citizen? If you're a dual citizen, you can come back now, but you're going to have, you know, you're going to quarantine and all of that. But if you're a dual, you can get back now if you wanted to. Because, you know, it's open to Philippine nationals and Philippine citizens. But back to that about America. I'm 57 now. The earth is approximately 197 million square miles. About 58 million of that is land. Nothing is written anywhere that says I have to live my whole entire life in America. Where does it say that at? Where does it say, where is it written that I, not only have I put my life on the line for America, not once but twice, as a member of the military, but now I've got to spend my whole entire life there. I can't live anywhere else and, you know, and still love my country. You know, come on, guys. You got to be a lot more open-minded than that. I encourage you to get your passport and travel and see some more places. There's no place like home, okay? But, man, there's some beautiful stuff out here. You're limiting yourself. Remember, man, Americans, we're only 4% of the world's population, of Earth's population, but we try to control 100% of the narrative. It's not all about America, guys, but that's the Kool-Aid we drink over there. We'll talk in terms like, oh, we're world champions, or this world is messed up. No, Louisville, Kentucky's messed up because most of us have never been outside Louisville, Kentucky. So you can't say the world's messed up. Cal Deadman says, hello, Cal, preach. Hey, Cal, look, man, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you guys something. You're doing yourself an injustice. Dana Middleton, thank you so much for that super chat. You know, man, I'm going to tell you, the best thing I ever did was join the United States Navy. And I joined the Navy to travel. And man, did I see some places. Man, when you go to the Navy, you go to Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, Cartagena, Colombia. You go to Naples, Italy. You go to Haifa, Israel, London, England, Portsmouth, England. Man, you go to those places and you go back to Louisville, Kentucky, man. You are never the same. Okay? And that's what I encourage you guys to do, man. You know, it's really, hey, you're right, brother. You know, that's why I encourage you to do it. It doesn't mean I don't hate America. It's my country. I'm just not drinking the Kool-Aid anymore, Frank Ellis. You're right. I'm not drinking that Kool-Aid anymore. There's more to life than those 50 states, man. You know, and I encourage you and invite you to come on out and see something. Oh, man. He said, do not bring your Western bullshit to the Philippines. I was talking about that. These guys are reading my mind. I told John, the only thing worse than taking a Filipino to America is bringing America to the Philippines, man. Don't do it, guys. It's not going to work here. Some stuff will work, but most of it, leave that stuff in America, man. It's not going to work. That pulling out to cheer for the ladies and opening up the doors and all that stuff, man. Leave that stuff there. They're not going to appreciate it here. If it's all about you, then come on and do it. But if you're trying to make her happy, man, she's going to look at you like you crazy. You know, it's just the facts, man. You know, one thing that's going to shock you when you do get over here, you're going to see that your woman is going to respect the lowest man on the totem pole here, which is a pedicab driver, more than she respects you. You know, because you're going to give her a new life, guys. It's more than just money. It's more than just raising her standard of living. You're going to give her freedom of speech, freedom of expression that she doesn't have here. You're going to give her so much more than money and a standard of living. And she's going to be able to do things with you that she wouldn't dare to do over here under any other circumstances, man. And that's bringing America over here. See? And you can ruin her just as much as if you take her to America by bringing that American stuff over here to the Filipino, man. You know, I'm telling you, man. I'm just telling you from experience. I'm not an expert. I'm telling you from the boots on the ground experience. You try to learn their culture and adapt to it as soon as you possibly can. And it's not being mean. It's not being evil, but there's a certain edge that you need over here to make it. Okay? And when we come over here with this American and westernized thinking, and we dull the edge of this woman, man, let me tell you something. If your relationship doesn't work, she's done. She's toast. She can't make it in the society anymore because you softened her up. They have that certain toughness to them for a reason. Otherwise, they're not going to make it here. See, that's why when you take them to America, very seldom do they come back. They don't have what it takes to make it here anymore. Okay? He says, what is preached? It just says, he says, what is preached to the uneducated? This means tell the truth, brother, or something like that. Mike Valdez said, Calvin, you need to write a book. I'm writing the small Philippine handbook. It's for first-time travelers to the Philippines. Just a little small ebook. It ain't going to be no more than 20, 25 pages. Let's see. He says, Keith Jenkins says, do you see other black Americans there? Absolutely. I saw a guy the other day at McDonald's. He was a retired sergeant from the Army. He lives like outside of, they live up in Luzon, Metro Manila, Pampanga, Longopo, and English City, and they're thriving up there, man. I was talking to a guy who's becoming a fast friend. Well, actually two of them, Anthony and Jesse, and they're up there, man. They say they've got a black community up there, man, that rivals nothing. Okay, that bars none. They get U.S. mail. They got it all laid out, man. And when the pandemic is over, I'm going up there. I just want to check it out, man. Because he told me, I learned more from Anthony. We talked for about 35 minutes last Saturday. I learned more from him in that 35 minutes than I probably learned in the last 5 years about English City and all that, because all I thought about English City was, Walking Street and all of that. See, I'm here because I don't fool with Luzon. I stay down here in the Visayas region or Mindanao. I don't go up there because you got to deal with Manila to get to them places. And Manila's a beast, man. That's why I suggest if you knew your first time to the Philippines, man, come to Cebu first. Let your first experience in the Philippines be in Cebu. And then while you're here, take a trip to Manila. But if you go to Manila and you get stuck in that traffic, man, then all the games and stuff they play up there, man, I'm going to tell you, man, if I'd have came, the only thing I did right on my first trip was, well, I did two things right. I flew into Cebu, and I had two women set up instead of one. If I'd have flew into Manila, because I've flown into Manila, man, and you get so frustrated, man. I mean, that traffic is just, it's something you've never experienced before. I mean, you're literally just sitting there inching along. And it'll drive you crazy for an hour, and you're hearing that click of the taxi meter just click, click, click. And you're wondering, how much is this going to cost me? And then, you didn't come this far for that, man. You didn't come here for that. So come on here to Cebu, and you're going to fly into Moncton. You catch the taxi there. There's no traffic. Boom, boom, boom. You're going to be right there. Now, you might get caught into some traffic a little bit, depending on what time you get here, once you cross over that bridge into Cebu. But it's not going to be nothing like Manila. Let's see what he says. He says, Cal Deadman said, I spoke to a brother at the mall, and he looked at me like I was a foreigner. Then I met Tim W. and renewed my confidence. Your Western circle smile. Cal Deadman hit it on the nose. See, I'm going to be truthful with you. That was my experience, man. It's like I want to be the special foreigner or the special black man here, so keep your distance. That was my experience for the first few years here. Whenever I'd see an American, especially a black man, they didn't want to, I must have been meeting the wrong ones, but I eventually met a brother that was really, really cool, and he renewed my confidence too. But most of them, I was like, because I did a video called The Other Guys, and that happened to me. Now I'm in Bohol. We're in Tagbilaran, Bohol. We're in the pier, waiting on the boat to go from Bohol back to Cebu. It's about a 2-hour. Hey, thanks, Mike Angelo. He said supporting my real life hero. I appreciate it. Now, we're the only two black men in this whole. I mean, it's packed. This is 2019, before the pandemic. It's packed in there. We're the only two black people probably on that whole island. And I go up to talk to him, man, and he looked at me like, he looked right through me, man. And I said, okay, maybe he's having a bad day. I'm going to leave him alone. And then a lot of guys have been, hey, thanks, Paul Duran, for the super chat. But a lot of guys told me, says, hey, man, some guys are dealing with mental health. Some people, have different issues, so, so now I don't look at it like that. But it's happened to me so many times. But now, man, I've met, John Wells, man, is probably one of the best guys I've met in the Philippines, black, white, otherwise. It don't matter to me anymore. When you over here, man, I just want you to be an American or British or France or something like that, African, or, because we need each other over here. Because he's smart, man, he's funny, he's intelligent. He doesn't meet a stranger. And, he just makes you comfortable. And he knows a lot about different things. See, his experience here in San Carlos, and we've been there about the same time, it's totally different than mine. Because I'm not trying to go get a driver's license. He is. It's just been things like that. He goes out and mingles with these other, they got these expat cliques here. I don't deal with them. I don't deal with the cliques. Now, if I see you one-on-one, yeah, I do. But he knows every foreigner here, see. But yeah, you'll run into that. But now my thought is, man, if you're an expat, I don't care where you're from, man. I love you, and I welcome you, and I want to get to know you. Doug Carr says, hello, Cal. Late, but I'm here. Hey, thanks, Doug. I appreciate it. Love Your Life says, LIO. Once you get over it, Moncton Bridge to boot traffic is a beast, too. It's got so much worse, Live Your Life. But nothing like Manila, and I think you know that. Manila is just something, you got to realize when the Army Corps of Engineers in the United States designed that place, it was supposed to be the Los Angeles. Hey, Ronald Jefferson, thanks for that super chat. He said, boots on the ground, ex-Navy. It was supposed to be the Los Angeles of Southeast Asia. But it was only designed to hold 800,000 people, ladies and gentlemen. There's 20 to 25 million people in that Metro Manila now. And probably 12 million in Manila. Man, I'm going to tell you. Hey, thanks, Cal Deadman. I appreciate that. Karen and Sharon, you're right. That's about 12 million the minute you get off that airplane, man. It's gonna shock you. Jeffrey Taylor says, do you know anyone in Cebu that knows how to cut African American hair? Yeah, if you go to Bruno's, you're going to have to go to one of those places in the mall. And see, I did a video on that. When once you find a good hair, guy that can cut your hair, it's like finding gold over here, because they can, see, I cut all my hair off because I just got tired of them messing my line up. That's what they're going to mess up on your hair. Now, they'll give you a hell of a fade and all of that, but they don't do lines too good. Because, see, most Filipinos, they got them kind of like a bang here, and they got nice fades on the side, but they got their hair hanging here, so they don't fool with this line here. They cut man back so far, I said, well, hey, I got to cut my hair off. But I found one guy, he was in Bruno's hair salon in Ayala Mall, and don't you know, he moved to New Zealand as an OFW. He had just got married and they had a little baby. And I don't blame him. He got a good job over there. And, but, finding a good laundry, a good barber, when you do, man, you're finding gold, guys, when you get over here. And you hold on to them, man, and you tip them good, because I'm telling you, it's difficult and it's going to take you a while, but that will be the first place to start. Don't try to go to any of these, because over here a haircut only costs $1 on the street in different places. But you go in the mall, it's going to cost you about $4 or $5, which is a lot of money over here. But you're going to get a better quality haircut. And then they're going to give you like a 10-minute massage when you're done. They're going to massage your head, your neck, your shoulders, your back. Something that you just don't... Yeah, you're right, Joe. He said they massage and wash with the cut. Yeah, they do. So you're going to get all that at those places like that. And that's where you want to start. But remember, if you go up in Anglease City, where a lot of the black men live and African Americans live, you're not going to have that problem. I'm pretty sure they're going to have somebody up there that's cutting hair. Anthony even said they got a soul food place up there. He sent me some pictures, man. Hell, it looks like back home. The Dre Diggity show said I need a pedicure. Yeah, well, pre-pandemic, a manicure and a pedicure were about $1 each. Now it's about $1.50 each. And they really do a good job. See, when I came over, I'm going to tell you how the Philippines has changed me. Look at my nails, guys. I never was able to grow nails here in my whole life. I'm a chronic nail biter. But when I come over here, I don't bite my nails. So about once a month, I'll get a pedicure. Look at that. I mean, my family's shocked. I mean, I used to just bite my skin and everything. But over here, like I said, my anxiety, all of that is gone when I'm over here. See? He said, I got some dry feet right now. Yeah, they'll do a foot scrub for about $3.50 right now. So that's about, if you trying to do that conversion. See, I don't do the conversion anymore. I just say 350 pesos. It's about $6.50. And you'll be looking like new money. This guy says, I had the guy massage, Bob Kennedy said, I had the guy massaging me. I looked at my girlfriend like, uh-oh, what the heck is this? Yeah, that kind of shock you. We're not used to that. But yeah, they'll give you about about a 5 or 10 minutes. If you go to Bruno's where, you're paying $250 for a haircut, 250 pesos for a haircut, they're going to give you about a 5, 7, 10-minute massage. It's going to be good, man. They'll wash your hair. They'll do it all. And it'll feel good. And a massage over here, pre-pandemic, that was one of the things that I really liked, man, about the Philippines. You could get a massage for $5, man, an hour. I'd always get 2 hours. Dana Milson said, how much is Piece of Man worth? Absolutely. See, that's what I got over here, man. If I go to the United States tomorrow, I'm biting my nails again. I'm worrying. My phone's ringing off the hook. I'm arguing with people. But over here, I haven't had an argument in 3 years. Everything just calmed down. It's like, this is where I'm supposed to be, man. And like I said, see, your woman's going to calm you down, guys. It's not like over there. If whatever I want, whenever I want, wherever I want it, she's going to be there, man. It's different, man. You don't have to worry about anything. They're going to bring your food to you. They're going to rub your back. They're going to do it all, see? And it helps, man. So, the gas is Piece of Man, man. It's priceless over here, man. A worry-free lifestyle, Efren Dunlap says. Absolutely, that's what I got. Because I know that no matter what, hell, my rent's $170, hell. $170, man. Hey, thanks, Lord Henry, for that super chat. Let's see what he says. He says, I read foreigners aren't allowed work in the massage industry in the Philippines. So sad. I'd open up that business in a flash. Absolutely. And you'd earn a lot of money because, see, when I first started coming over here, Lloyd, they were good because it was so few places. But now, when they see that it's very popular with foreigners, they've opened up all these places. They're basically just hiring women to just rub oil on you. Every now and then, you'll find a good one that will give you a real good massage. He says, let's see, 1017 Roman says, where do I find the light-skinned, white-skinned Filipinos? All over, because they stick out like a sore thumb over here. You realize we're on the equator, so when you, but a lot of them don't, but they still stick out. They stick out about the same as I do, as I stick out over here. Because most Filipinos are like, they're like a beige color, really, a little bit darker than that. Well, I mean, we're on the equator really here. It's hot here. It's hard to be white. It takes effort. Now, you got some that they have that Spanish blood, but very few here that I see with the Spanish blood. Now, if you go down in Mindanao, you'll see a lot. Go up in, but you'll see it, but they're all over, but because they stick out, you'll see them. Because most Filipinos, they're brown skin. Hey, Robert Sanford, thanks for that super chat. He says, hey, Uncle Calvin, just checking right now. Much love, my brother. I appreciate you, man. He says, live your life. Says, as a black man, you don't feel the societal pressure in the Philippines. The feeling is indescribable. Yeah, it does. That monkey's gone, man, off your back when you get over here. And it doesn't matter what color you are, really, because Filipinos are going to judge your character. That's what they're looking at, guys. They're not looking at your color, and see, Hey, thank you, Larry, man, for that super chat. I appreciate you, brother. See, with Filipinos and with Filipino people, period, they're looking at your character. That's why, Filipinos get a bad rap. They say, oh, they'll take any man. No, they don't care what you look like. If you got good character, if you're gonna treat her right and take care of her, they don't care what you look like. I promise you, man. That's because they're judging you by your character. Who wants a good-looking man that's gonna beat their ass? 2 weeks after they meet them, they're not going. They don't want that. These people, I'm gonna tell you something about Filipinos that I've noticed. They're more in touch with nature than us. They can see right through you anyway, so ain't no sense in you coming over bullshitting them. They can see right through your bullshit. They don't have all the distractions that we have in the Western countries. I get analytics, right, in my, YouTube channel now. And don't you know they only pay me $1.10 for every 1,000 Filipinos that watch one of my videos. You know why? Because there's nothing to do over here but be online. The average Filipino's online 9 hours a day. And most of that is on Facebook. Now they'll pay you more for the Western countries like America, Britain, UK, Canada, like that, because we got so many other avenues, we got so many other options. But over here, see, they don't have all of that. So when you come over here, a woman that you meet, that's why, they say, oh, Filipinos fall in love with you quick and they fall hard. Because she can see you, she can see right through you. She can read you. Yeah, she can read you. She knows, And that's why a lot of times they'll have you in the palm of their hand. Because they're going to put it on you when you get here. They're going to put it on you. Robert Dam says, as a white man, my life is in danger now in America. Hell, everybody's joined the crowd, Robert. And I really don't like to talk about race, guys, on this channel. There's no place for it, really, guys. That's such a dinosaur, man. That's such old thinking now. In 2021, if you think your color makes you more entitled, makes you better than somebody else, man, that's a mental illness to me. You got a problem. This is 2021 in this age of information. If you think your color makes you better than me or more entitled or whatever it is, that's your business, man. Don't bring it to me, though. But that's a mental issue, man, and I don't deal with it. Hey, Eric, he said, Eric Terror, thanks for that super chat. He said, Calvin, how easy is it to find a professional Filipina to date? Nurse, doctor, professors. It's easy because, see, that's another a bad rap that the Filipinos get over here. These women that you meet over here, most of them get college degrees. They are professionals, but see, that's bringing that Western thinking over here, see. It's like, I don't care if you meet a Filipino, if she's a nurse, a doctor, or whatever it is. She's still going to eat with her hands. She's still going to want her dried fish, her shrimp paste, and all that other stuff, guys. Their culture is so thick. But to answer your question, it's not hard. And the best way to meet somebody like that is just go to church. Go to the Catholic Mass, and that's where they all come to. From the lowest on the bottom to the highest. And you can't tell them apart because they're so humble, man. They don't act like we act over there. You're never going to know that the woman sitting next to you is a doctor until she tells you. These people over here, they're very sincere. You know how it is in America. You go to a nightclub and hell, you're talking to the garbage man, and I love garbage man, but he'll tell you he's a damn school teacher in the club. You don't know who you're meeting there, but here it's different. If he's a fisherman, he's going to tell you he's a fisherman. If she's a school teacher, she's going to tell you I'm a school teacher. What you see is what you get. But go to the church. If that's the number one place if you really want to meet somebody, because they're going to be humble in church. They're very religious here. you're going to see everybody together. You just pull the little brother to the side and say, hey, look, give your phone number to my sister or something like that. It's easier at church. The marketplace is number 2, I would say. You know, people say go to the mall. But see, the mall is like going to a concert in America. Everybody puts on their Sunday best and they put on their mask, and you're not meeting the same person at that mall that you're going to know when you get home. So I wouldn't meet them at the mall, you know, because it's a show at the mall. Now, is there going to be a lot of them there? Yeah. Let's see. Super duper hayseed farm boy says, I'm about ready to get off this hamster wheel. Let's see what he says. He's right. I just can't imagine not living on a farm. Well, see, man, they got plenty of farmland and open space over here, super duper. And now it's no longer a hamster wheel over there, guys. It's a Ferris wheel. In America, it's a Ferris wheel. I mean, you know, because, you know, it's crazy, man. Okay, let's see what Dana Middleton says. He says, take public transportation to meet a woman. That's another good way. But see, now they've gotten so stupid over here because, see, sexual harassment and stuff over here is bad, guys. I'm going to tell you, these women, they go through hell over here, you know, with these guys over here, you know, and, you know, looking up their dresses and, you know, filling them up and down. Man, it's crazy over here, man. You wouldn't believe it, man. And it's always, you know, you always see it. Somebody's making a post about it on Facebook or something like that, or in the newspaper or something like here, man. You know, women, even though they run the Philippines and they're some of the most freest Asian women, they're still like treated like a second class over here to a certain extent, man. And that's why they love us so much. You know, when we come over here, man, you know, John said his woman told him that before she met him, she felt so small. She smelled so little, so insignificant because her employers made her feel that way, you know. But when she met him, she feels big now, man. It was powerful. He told me that last night. And it's true. It's exactly what we do to them. Remember, I tell you, when you give them that new life, guys, it's more than money and a higher standard of living. You give them a sense of being, you know. You change their whole perception of themselves. You know, that's why they don't care what you look like. They don't care what you look like over here. You taking these women, man, from the mud. You know, she said, I mean, it was so powerful he told me that, man. I don't know if I've ever heard anything more powerful. She said, I felt so small, so insignificant. But once I met you, now I feel big. And she meant that with everything in her. Because I'm going to tell you, man, if you haven't seen mistreatment until you see how some of these Chinese and Koreans treat these Filipinos over here, man. You haven't seen mistreatment. It's bad, man. And a lot of these little girls, man, they start out like 11, 12, working as maids in these houses, man. And they just get treated like slaves, man. And you basically rescue them from that sort of life. Okay, he says, let's see what he says. But that's what we do, you know, and that's like, see, we'll never understand the life. But then, Martin, yeah, you're right, though. I'm gonna tell you something. He's right about that. And the Philippines has had 2 women presidents, and but he knows too, boots on the ground, how the normal, ordinary woman is treated here. You know, she's not treated like the presidents. And both of those women that he's talking about, they come from rich and powerful families, and power is big over here. And you know that Nick Martin, he's a Filipino, and he gets on my channel, and he wants to be smarter than me, but he doesn't realize he's the one that freed me up. See, he knows that as an OFW, what I'm doing with American and Western men and giving you the ins and outs of Filipino culture, they get that before they go to their host country. See, he knows that. But he still comes over here. He's got to be smarter than the vlogger, and you know how that is. So that's how it is, But he really has a lot of good information, and But lately he's been. Oh no! We're not talking about that. That's just Ronald Jefferson said not too much Filipino politics. No. I never get into politics over here. I'm just letting him know. He says, oh, we've had two women Philippine presidents. Yeah, but they come from some of the most powerful families probably on the planet, not just in the Philippines. Yeah, that's right, Ned, and I appreciate it. But sometimes, you come off the wrong way because you misinterpret what I'm trying to say. See, I told you that the Filipino women they run the Philippines, okay? When you come over, you're going to see that. They're some of the freest Asian women in Asia, period. But over here, they still have their place. And by me living here for all those years, man, I see it. And it's gotten better, it is what it is, guys. Okay, we got about 5 more minutes. Let me read some questions. But I love you, Nick Martin, man. You bring a lot of wealth of information to my channel, and I really appreciate you, man. Super duper hayseed farm boy said, Calvin, you from Kentucky, and Kentucky women run the home. Well, yeah, they do. But they didn't used to. When I was young in the 60s, my father ran the roost. Now it's a different story, and it's the same, it's the same over here. The women do everything. When the man goes out and works, he brings his money to the check. He brings his check home and gives it to the woman. She keeps that pay card. They get a pay card here. She's got that already. The guys, when I'm over, who are working on baby Denise's house, when I pay them, they run and give their money to their wife or girlfriend or whoever it is right away. Hey, thanks, Jerry. I appreciate it. He said you rock. You keep it real. Okay, let's see. This guy says AAs. Yeah. I know what he's talking about. Jason Kincaid, AAs. Now, what kind of AAs are you talking about? Are you talking about alcoholics? You talking about African Americans? Come on, give me some help, Jason. I don't really know what you're talking about. Oh, yeah, you're right, Super Duper. He said, that isn't really what I mean. He said, mama make the house work. You're right. Remember, hey, happy wife, happy life. And that's, that's how it is, My woman here, I treat her like a queen. I want her to be happy, because one thing you're going to get is some stories over here that's going to break your heart, man. And she's got some stories. And it breaks my heart. And I'm just thankful that I'm able to help her now to be happy, to kind of live out some of her dreams for her and her 2 daughters. Because, man, they got some heartbreaking stories over here, man. Hey, Jacob, man, Tung. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, Jacob. Because, you're always positive, man. He says, brother, I truly enjoyed the live chat once again. Keep on keeping on, brother Calvin. CD said, great live stream. You guys make it great, really, man. It's the best part of YouTube for me, man. I can control the trolls, and this is mainly the good guys are on here, man, and y'all talking amongst each other, and y'all make it fun, man. I really enjoy it. That's why I'm doing more, because I really want to get to know you. Because I'm gonna see some of you guys over here when it opens up. I don't want to be walking up to a stranger. I want to kick it with you guys for real. Hey, Brad Jones, thanks. He said the live stream is always great. I really appreciate it. Timothy Bright said, well, I'm going to give you some answers to that, Timothy, real quick. He says, Timothy Bright says, I'm afraid I may intimidate a soft, dainty woman because I'm a masculine man, a masculine black man. Do you have problems like that in the past? No. These little women are going to handle you like you was putty, man. Trust me. These women over here are tough as nails, man. Whatever you bring into the table, they're going to handle it and throw it back to you twice. Okay? Trust me. Eric Terry, man, I want to apologize, man, from the bottom of my heart, brother. I mean it. It's just that this time difference is so messed up. What time is it right now in Miami? But here's what I want you to do, Eric, because we're friends on Facebook now. You can message me. Call me anytime, like, let me see. And I would say from 8 at night to, 10 at night your time, from 8 to 10. See, I'll be up. I'll be done my exercises, drink my coffee, so we can chat, man. Because, man, I tell you, the type of guy that I want to talk to anyway, man. His guy, go on his his Facebook. This guy's probably like a damn celebrity or something, I guess. He's got some heck of a people on that he interviews and stuff, man. It's crazy. Oh, it's midnight in Miami. Really? What time is it here then? Hell, because I'm thinking we're, let me see. I'm thinking I'm 13 hours ahead of Miami. I'm 14. Yeah, and I make it the opposite. Yeah, I know that, yeah. He says 11 in Kentucky. Okay, yeah. So it must be 12 o'clock here. Yes, 9 o'clock. Phil Hall says, Phil Hall 07 says 9 in California. Yeah. See, it's already Tuesday afternoon over here. And see, that's the thing that's going to mess you up too, guys. That 1,000-pound gorilla's waiting for you. Hey, Rusty Key West, you're welcome, brother. Are you in Key West? 'Cause I'd like to go there one time. Midnight, Calvin, staying up for this. Hey, thanks, Gooka Nan. I appreciate that. John Tucker says you're fun to listen to. I appreciate it. Oh, yeah, Frank Ellis says 9 p.m. in San Francisco. Man, let me say this before I get off here. I love San Francisco, man. Before I went to downtown Chicago, downtown San Francisco was my #1 downtown. And I went to the Fisherman's Wharf, had my picture. You know how they sketch your picture down there? And my ex-wife in America, man, she knew how much I loved that picture, man. Don't you know, she ripped it up and threw it in the damn driveway. But I'll never forget San Francisco. I was there in 2002, early 2002. I was working for a contractor in Martinez, California, on one of them oil wells over there. No, not oil wells. One of those petrochemical plants. We were changing the whatever it is that they put in the reactors to make it react. I was working for a company that we took the old spent catalyst. We took the old spent catalyst out of there and replaced it with new catalyst. And man, I went down to San Francisco. I was blown away, really. Buddy Lewis says, hey Calvin, have you been to Samar? I haven't, but I've been to Billerine, which is just right across from Samar. Because see, Samar is supposed to be like the poorest of all the Philippines, supposedly. But I was in Bilaran, right there next to it. But they got some beautiful women there. But be careful when you go there, because that's where that weather is over there. They got some treacherous weather at certain times of the year there. Mostly from like October to like December, January. So don't go there around that time. But yeah, it's beautiful over there. He says, Hollywood Baby says, I'm at the fire station. It's 12 a.m. I still have 7 hours to go. So I'm rocking with you, bro. Hey, man, shout out, man, to all the firemen, man. I mean, I very seldom do I use the word hero, man. But to me, a fireman, man, is a hero for real. You know, police have gotten so political now, but firemen, you know, they're heroes to me, man. They're about as brave as you have to be. You know, so they earn whatever money and respect and everything they get, they earn it, man. And I tell you, it's something I couldn't do. One of my friends was a fireman, man, and they had a fire on one of these big high-rise buildings, man, and they raised that ladder up there. See, I'm afraid of heights, and hell, I couldn't be no fireman. That's for sure. But you guys, man, if you've never been to the Philippines, I'm going to tell you something. You're going to love it over here, man. There's no in between. You either love the Philippines or you hate it. There's no in between. But if you love it, man, you'll never be the same again after leaving this place. It was funny, we had a talk last night. John, he said his girlfriend saw one of those Americans that hated it. Went to her province, and man, he wouldn't sit down nowhere, and everywhere was too dirty. And don't come over here with that, guys. You know, have some decency, have some respect. Know where you are at all times. This is the Philippines, man. You know, people are struggling over here. So if you sit down and because I was over somebody's house the other day, baby Denise, and they got a chair where, hell, the seat part of the chair where you sit down, it's cut in half. But hell, I sat down anyway. You know, you're going to run into stuff like that, and you might come over somebody's house and you look up and hell, the roof's gone. It's all kind of stuff like that you're going to see. You know, you may be sitting there chatting with the mother and father, and you see 2 or 3 big rats over in the corner. Just keep talking, man. Don't stop and stir and stuff like that, guys, okay? But then, some places you're going to come over here, man, and the people are living better than you. I met a young lady in Cagayan de Oro, man. Her grandmother was in San Francisco, as a matter of fact, for 30 years and built this big, beautiful home. And man, they live better than me. Yeah. Hit the thumbs up, guys. I appreciate y'all. Everybody gave a super chat today. Thank you so much, man. Everybody hit the thumbs up. Thank you. Everybody came on here. Thank you, man. If you're in America, man, it's late. I hope you help somebody today, man. Really, man. Y'all think I'll be joking with that, man. It's in these times, man, you got to help people. If you got $2, you should be giving somebody $1, man. You know, it's that bad right now. You know, and if you got a job over there, anywhere in the world during this pandemic, you should be thankful, man. You know, counting your blessings, because you're going to see some stuff over here that's going to rock your world, man. You know, baby Denise and them, they was practically living outside. I've never seen, I'm talking about, man, I've been in the Navy, I've been around the world. I've never seen anyone living in the conditions they were living in. And, you know, what I found out, yesterday was baby Denise was being mistreated by the people who shared that house with them. They were practically starving the little girl, man. You know, it's the type of stuff you run into and you can't believe it. You're like, man, this don't make sense. You know, so, man, you know, you just do the best you can, guys. So, you know, because if I don't know anything else, I know this one thing for sure. We help other people, we help ourselves. Take care, stay safe. Stay COVID free, and I'll see you next time. Hey, look for my update on baby Denise's house and also Gail and finding her father. Remember, guys, I'm not an investigator. I'm not trying to hunt this guy down. I just use my platform to put it out there, and hopefully somebody will do the right thing and, you know, point him in direction. Man, he's got a beautiful daughter, man. She's intelligent. Man, she can imagine now, you know, being a single mother over here, man. You can't even imagine. And she's raising this beautiful little daughter, and she's so smart, man. Sharp as a tack, man. You know, so I'm gonna give you an update on that. And so take care, guys. I really appreciate you. I gotta head over here to the grocery store and pick up some stuff. And thank y'all so much, man. I really appreciate it. Take care.